Okay, guys. So I want to show you something. If you are in mortgage, but even if you're not in mortgage and you just want to like come up with ideas on how you can use this. So if you're in mortgage though, I created a GPT called the Mortgage Coach Analyst. And so with that, and I'll actually drop it in the comments if you're interested. You can use it, play around with it, but basically what it is a mortgage analyst where I get clients' information on what they currently have with their mortgage, their if they wanted to refinance, pay off cars and stuff like that. And then I put all of it into Chat GPT, into my mortgage coach GPT, and have it analyze the current situation and then create a report for them. So to give you an example, I had a client call me a couple of days ago and they were like, we're not really sure what we should do. We have a mortgage at 3.25. We have a boat that we just bought at $90,000. The interest rate is at 7.5. And then we bought a car that's 7% on that interest rate. We're trying to figure out if it makes sense to refinance or if it makes sense to just stay where we're at. So I put all of that data into the Mortgage Coach GPT. It spit out the information. The solution was basically to keep what they're doing right now, to not refinance, not lose the 3.25% interest rate. It really didn't make sense, especially since it was a cash out refinance on a condo. And we all know that, condos, cash out refis, those were going to have higher interest rates than where we're at right now. So, anyways, I take that information and I put it into Gamma to create a report. So, this is another scenario that I'm working on right now. I have a client in Florida. I had to do like I just wanted to get a quick gauge on closing costs. In Lee County, and they're trying to figure out if it makes sense. They've only been in the home for a year. So does it make sense to refinance or a 7.5%? Or does it make sense for them to just stay where they're at and see if the rates come down? So I went back and forth with my mortgage coach. And the consensus, it basically, did a little graph. Actually, I'm going to have it do a graph right now so I can show you. But it did like a little graph. It kind of totaled everything up. I'm saying that the buyer does not want to pay closing costs out of pocket. So we're going to increase the loan amount so that way they don't have to bring any money to the table. I did pull some rates preliminary just to kind of see where we would be at with 1 point and then also with a half a point. It probably didn't make sense at no points. But I could have thrown that into the scenario just to see if it does, if it did make sense with no point, or yeah, with no points. I think it was like close, like 6.375 or something like that. But anyways, kind of goes down. So I'm going back and forth with ChatGPT on whether or not, like what I want it to do. So it comes up with this report and I told it, let's create a client facing refinance versus wait report. The reason why I'm saying client facing is because I want it to be simple terms for the client to understand and give them their options. So it's giving them their wait and see risks, the pros and cons. We have a special program. It ends October 1st for them to be able to refinance. And then it gives the recommendation. So what I'm going to do now is ask for, can you include a chart with the interest costs and or savings between waiting the 5.99% rate and the 6.125% rate. Okay. So it's going to create a little chart for us. But what I'm going to do is come up here and I'm just going to click on copy and I'm going to go over to Gamma. Okay. I'm going to go to create new and it's going to ask me what type of thing I want to create. So I can give it prompts and it can create something for me. I can give it an outline, which is what I'm going to do. Or if you already have an existing file or a PowerPoint or whatever, you can just import it here. So let me go here. I'm going to paste what we just did. I'm going to go back here. and see what those graphs are looking like. Okay. So ChatGPT is asking me if I wanted to put it into a package for me. I like the way Gamma looks better. So that's why I'm using Gamma, but you can ask ChatGPT to do the same thing for you. So I'm gonna go here. Now let's see if I remember how to upload the pictures in the Gamma. Okay. So this is what this looks like. Generate notes, summarize, and you can import files. The only thing is I don't think it will let me upload. It's a Word doc or a PDF. I'm gonna show you the one I did the other day. Um, Let me just try and see if it works, but I doubt it will. I doubt it. Oh, let's see. No, yeah. So anyways, I'm gonna do this. I am going to go back here, and it's going to create, we wanted to create either a presentation or a document, right? So I think I'm going to have it do a presentation for the client. And then it's asking if I want to summarize it into like something that's a nice presentation, turning rough ideas into bullet points. So let's do this. Generate from notes or an outline. And I think we can add the pictures after. So essentially, what I'm doing is I'm taking a client's information and I am putting it in a chat GPT. Chat GPT is letting me, I want to go back. I think we want to do something different. Let's do this. So I'm putting it in a chat GPT. Chat GPT is analyzing it for us. And then we're creating a presentation with Gamma that we can send to the client. So honestly, I went and sent this we're going to do a detailed one. And let's just click on generate. And then we can change the colors and everything afterwards. But I sent this to my client when they were trying to figure out whether or not to refinance. And they were like so blown away by this, like that that it looked like it took so long for me to do. So this is putting it into a PowerPoint that you can present. But I'm going to show you guys and you can send this if you wanted to. If you wanted to send a like PowerPoint presentation, look at how quick and easy this is. That it's literally just creating this whole thing. And I've been doing this. I don't think there's a timestamp in ChatGPT, but literally this whole entire thing is going to take me. No, there's not, is probably gonna take me, let's just say 20 minutes because, um, I had to look for the interest rates first, and then I don't really like, this is okay, but we were not looking for a PowerPoint. This would be something good. You can send this to your client if you wanted to, and it looks like I just spent all this time creating this, but I think it would be better if we did this in let's see. Let's go freeform maybe. Try that one. Detailed. I want to go back and just see this one again. We're going to do a presentation or let's try a document. Let's try and see what it looks like when we do a document. We're going to do detailed and card by card. Let's do this. Generate. And you can change the art style over here, like, if you want it to be, like, more realistic or whatever. Okay, I think I'm gonna like this. So, once again, in less than 20 minutes. All you have to do, especially like if the client is just kind of inquiring and they're like, I don't know if I should do it or not. I don't really want to do the loan application. I don't want to get my credit pulled, blah, blah, blah. Um, you can just ask them for a copy of their current mortgage statement, get a copy of any bills that they're thinking about paying off, and then go and put it into ChatGPT. Tell ChatGPT to do a whole scenario for you, a client facing presentation, and it will literally do this. So within minutes, I'm going to have this entire thing. And I can tell you that for years, not years, probably a year, I used Mortgage Coach and I was never consistent with it because I don't know. I just felt that it was too difficult. So going through this is literally going to tell the client exactly what they need to do in a presentation that looks like it would have taken me however, long to do. And in less than 20 minutes, I was able to get their mortgage statement, look up rates just to have an idea to what they are, go over to ChatGPT, fill in the prompt on what I'm looking for. Okay. And I'll show you the prompt here. Where is it? Right here. Buyer doesn't want to pay anything out of pocket. They're currently at a 30-year fix with 7.5, 30 years. They have 29 years left on the mortgage. They've lived in it for 1 year. Have lived 1 year in the home. Let's increase the loan amount to 229 to cover closing costs and do two comparisons against what they have now. One at 5.99 paying 1 point and one at 6.125 paying a half of a point. And then it gave me that. And then I said, let's create a report that goes over long-term and short-term strategy. Or does it make sense for them to keep the rate at 7.5%, and wait to see if interest rates go down? And this is where it came up with this entire report. Once again, I hit copy. We went over to Gamma and it came up with this report here. Now, if I want to share, these are my options. I can share with a link, but I like to export it into a PDF. And then we'll take a look at this. And then this is something that we can send to the client. And guys, here's the thing. I'm all about learning how to do something, right? And then having somebody else do it for me. So think about this. If you have a virtual assistant and they're working for you and you give them the information and you tell them exactly what they need to be doing, they can go in and put the information into the system. Just give them an SOP or a guide. They can put the information into the system and then it will and then they can create this presentation for you and they can even send it to the client on your behalf. So anyways, um once again though, you need the custom mortgage GPT to do this. You might be able to do it in a new chat. I'm not sure, but my custom mortgage coach analyst has specific things that I told it to do and what to look for. So you can try and do that in the, just regular chat GPT. But my if you want my GPT for this, comment below, and I will send it out to you. Okay. I'm not really good with my video skills today. I don't know what's going on. I feel like I can't talk. But, anyways, this is real quick what this report now looks like with the entire thing. And like you can go back through and change out the photos. Obviously, what you would want to do, these people don't have a family. So I would probably change out this, picture. But you would, or they don't have kids. So, you can go back and change it out, but this is now a PDF that I literally can send to them that's extremely detailed, just as detailed as you would be paying for Mortgage Coach or something else that does it for you that can also be pretty complicated. And you can create a beautiful report in minutes with Gamma and ChatGPT and my custom GPT for mortgage a mortgage analyst. So anyways, have a good day. I just wanted to show you guys what I've been playing around with. Bye.